Have you ever questioned why, despite eating well, exercising, and doing everything correctly, your legs feel weaker? Why does it feel like the steps are becoming steeper? Or why it takes a little longer now than it used to get out of a chair? Is it simply aging? Or is there another factor that is subtly hurting you? It is not always what you are not doing. In many cases, you are already doing something every day without even realizing how detrimental it is to your mobility. The majority of seniors make a quiet error every day with complete assurance, believing they are making the proper decision because they have been told throughout their lives that fruits are healthy, natural, and good. While most fruits are indeed beneficial, there is a reality that nobody discusses. Not every fruit is suitable for elderly people. In actuality, some fruits that we consume without question every week can gradually weaken the legs, cause knee pain, aggravate joint inflammation, and make walking more challenging. Fruits that are promoted as healthful may actually be detrimental to your mobility, balance, and leg strength. As we age, our bodies change, our circulation weakens, and our metabolism slows down, meaning foods that used to benefit us can now subtly begin to harm us. They might appear innocent and have a sweet flavor, but they include high levels of acids and carbohydrates that affect blood sugar levels, cause joint inflammation, and weaken your legs. The harm is gradual, subtle, and often undetectable till one day you experience a sharp pain in your calves, persistent thigh discomfort, or an odd tightness in your knees after only a quick stroll. Today, we are going to reveal the 7 deadliest fruits that any senior over 60 should stay away from if they want to shield their legs from long-term harm. Your body might be waiting for this wake-up call. And once you learn the truth, you will never view your fruit dish the same way again. We will be covering the hidden dangers of high glycemic tropical fruits, the inflammatory acids found in common breakfast staples, the sugar bombs that cause fluid retention, and the specific fruits that elevate uric acid in your joints. Furthermore, we will explore the therapeutic alternatives that promote strong, sturdy legs and combat the very inflammation these dangerous fruits create. By the end of this journey, you will have a clear roadmap to selecting the appropriate fruits for your age that support firmer steps, calmer motions, and clearer mornings. To understand why your legs feel heavier or less reliable, we must look at the biological relationship between blood sugar and muscle integrity. As we age, specifically after the age of 60, our metabolism undergoes a significant shift where our circulation weakens and our body's ability to handle sugar spikes diminishes. When you consume fruits with a high glycemic index, your body experiences a rapid surge in blood glucose, which forces the pancreas to release high levels of insulin. In an aging body, insulin is often poorly regulated, leading to systemic inflammation that targets areas with already inadequate circulation, such as your calves, ankles, and knees. This process is not just about diabetes. It is about the structural health of your legs. High sugar levels can damage the delicate microvasculature, the tiny blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to your leg muscles and feet. When this circulation deteriorates, less oxygen reaches the muscles, resulting in persistent pain, exhaustion, and swelling. This is why you might feel a dull, dragging ache in your legs after a short stroll, or an odd tightness in your knees after sitting for a while. Many seniors believe they are making a healthy choice by reaching for sweet, refreshing fruits. But these sugar bombs act as a charming trap that wears down leg strength from the inside out. The damage is often subtle and undetectable in the short term, but over months and years, it manifests as a loss of balance and a decrease in the power needed to stand up from a chair. Furthermore, chronic inflammation fueled by these sugar spikes causes the joints to feel stiff and the legs to feel as if the strength is gradually ebbing away. This metabolic stress creates a cycle where inflammation leads to reduced movement, and reduced movement further weakens the muscles. It is vital to recognize that the fruits you have been told are natural and good may be the very substances smoldering like fuel in your joints. By understanding the mechanism of how these carbohydrates affect your vascular health, you can begin to make smarter choices that protect your mobility and ensure your legs remain strong enough to carry your independence for years to come. When we look at the specific fruits that compromise senior mobility, we must first address the tropical giants that many believe are the ultimate health foods. Let us discuss pineapple, often hailed for its refreshing taste and its unique enzyme called bromelain. For years, bromelain has been celebrated as a natural anti-inflammatory agent. Yet for those over 60, this fruit may be performing a silent gathering of information that leads to the reverse effect. Pineapple is loaded with strong acids and high levels of natural sugars that do not interact well with the delicate, sensitive blood vessels of an aging body. When you consume pineapple, it provides the blood with a powerful dose of natural sugar, raising blood sugar levels quickly. This rapid spike can cause direct injury to the tiny blood veins that supply your legs, feet, and muscles. As this circulation deteriorates, your legs receive less oxygen, resulting in a trifecta of pain, exhaustion, and swelling. You might notice that dull, dragging ache in your legs after a short stroll, or a stiffness in your knees that makes standing difficult. Beyond the sugar, the acidic nature of pineapple acts like fuel to the fires of joint irritation, particularly if you already struggle with inflammation or arthritis in your ankles, hips, and knees. Some seniors even report a heavy sensation in their legs after eating pineapple, as if their very strength were ebbing away. Furthermore, bromelain can interact dangerously with certain medications, such as blood thinners, making them either excessively powerful or insufficiently effective. The most hazardous aspect is that these effects are gradual and lack immediate, obvious warning signs, infiltrating your system until you realize you can no longer move with the agility you once possessed. Similarly, we must address the mango, which I often refer to as a sugar explosion for your joints. While mangoes are soft, juicy, and beloved in the summer, they represent perhaps the most harmful fruit for seniors dealing with joint weakness. The natural sugar content in a mango is not just high. It is a significant sugar punch that causes an immediate insulin spike and subsequent crash in those over 60 whose metabolism has slowed. Each time this sugar rush occurs, your body produces deep-seated inflammation in the soft tissues surrounding your ankles, hips, and knees. This can manifest as a burning or tingling sensation in your toes, swelling around the feet by evening, or a creeping heaviness that makes your walking feel sluggish and your balance feel unsteady. Because mangoes feel light and fresh, it is easy to overindulge, but the body reacts to the chemical sugar regardless of the fruit's texture. For aging joints and weaker circulation, Natural does not always equate to safety. Understanding these tropical traps is the first step in reclaiming the vigor of your walk. The discussion of leg strength must pivot to a fruit that appears naive and tiny, but carries a significant inflammatory effect. Grapes. While they have a stellar reputation for being heart-healthy and packed with antioxidants, many individuals are unaware that grapes can cause mild leg pain, stiffness, and inflammation in elderly people. This occurs because grapes contain high concentrations of fructose, a sugar that is directly absorbed by the liver. When an aging liver is unable to handle this concentration completely, the fructose is converted into fat and uric acid. This is where the actual harm to your mobility begins, particularly in the toes, ankles, and knees. Uric acid tends to accumulate in the joints, causing an intermittent burning sensation and a swelling H. This nagging pain often makes even light walking difficult and can manifest as a piercing pain in your big toe at night or unexpected stiffness in your calves. Even a small handful of grapes can cause your uric acid levels to rise, fueling chronic inflammation throughout the body. This metabolic process leads to slower movement, increased pressure, and general stiffness. Furthermore, grapes are far too simple to overindulge in because they are small, light, and easy to nibble on as a snack. Before you realize it, you may have consumed 2 or 3 cups, causing the sugar to accumulate rapidly in your bloodstream. Therefore, while grapes appear to be a nutritious snack, they may subtly weaken your legs, reduce your flexibility, and make your daily movements less comfortable as you age. If you have been eating grapes regularly and notice increasing stiffness or swelling, the fructose to uric acid pathway may be the hidden culprit. Beyond grapes, we must also examine the bogus hydrator known as watermelon. It is a representation of hydration in summer, often viewed as safe because it is primarily water and low in calories. However, the secret danger for seniors lies in its glycemic index, which is extremely high. Watermelon raises blood sugar levels quickly, acting much like candy once it enters the system. For those over 60, these frequent sugar spikes cause significant harm, particularly to the legs. When your blood sugar rises rapidly, your body releases insulin, but insulin is often poorly regulated in aging bodies. This lack of regulation results in inflammation, specifically in areas with inadequate circulation, like your calves, ankles, and knees. You may experience leg tiredness immediately after eating, or a dull discomfort when taking quick strolls. It can even lead to persistent swelling around the ankles, making stair climbing feel as if you are ascending a mountain. Because watermelon is juicy and refreshing, seniors often consume large portions. 1 slice easily becomes 3, adding more sugar stress and increased inflammation to their circulation. You believe you are staying hydrated with water, but your blood sugar is spiking and your circulation is struggling, ultimately causing your legs to suffer. It is time to reconsider the fruit on your plate if your legs have been feeling exhausted lately. As we progress through our list of fruits that may be compromising your mobility, we must address a common breakfast staple that hides an unpleasant reality for those over 60. Oranges. While oranges are associated with vitamin C, immunity, and overall wellness, they represent an acidic attack on aging joints. The bright citrus glow of an orange conceals high levels of citric acid, a substance that aging joints often dislike. This acid can cause quiet joint irritation, particularly if your body is already battling existing inflammation. stiffness, or arthritis. You might wake up with a gradual stiffness in your knees, feel persistent hip pain, or notice an uncomfortable sensation in your legs after sitting for a long time. Many seniors assume these symptoms are simply a byproduct of aging, but the healthy practice of drinking orange juice every morning can actually be contributing to the very pain they are trying to prevent. The biological impact of oranges goes beyond the stomach. The citric acid enters the bloodstream and can exacerbate the delicate tissues within your joints. Furthermore, when this acid is mixed with the fruit's natural sugars, it causes significant blood sugar fluctuations. This combination leads to systemic inflammation that spreads to your knees, ankles, and calves, making every step feel a little heavier and more painful. While these effects might not be harmful to a younger individual, they develop subtly in an elderly person with aging joints and slower circulation. The most difficult aspect of this healthy habit is that you are doing it with the belief that you are benefiting yourself. Similarly, we must examine the green apple, which many seniors choose because it tastes less sweet and appears to be a healthier, low-sugar option. However, green apples are a secret cause of leg pain due to two primary factors: malic acid and hidden natural sugars. Malic acid gives green apples their sour flavor, and while it is manageable for youthful individuals, it can be unpleasant for aging digestion and sensitive gut linings. Once it enters the body, malic acid can irritate tissues and joints, leading to severe hip or thigh pain in some elderly people. Others may experience a mild heat in their feet or a tightness in their knees. Over time, this acid accumulates and the discomfort increases in frequency. Despite their tart taste, green apples still contain natural sugars that cause blood sugar fluctuations in seniors with slower metabolisms. This can manifest as tired calves, nighttime leg cramps, morning stiffness, or weakness when climbing stairs. Because green apples are frequently consumed uncooked as a snack or right before bed, the body is constantly under the influence of these irritants. For an aging body, these crisp fruits may be subtly making it harder to walk and stiffening the very joints you rely on for independence. We now arrive at a fruit that is frequently viewed as a pillar of muscle health. Yet for the senior population, it can be a deceiving imposter. The banana. Bananas are soft, sweet, and famously high in potassium, leading many to believe they are the perfect food to provide energy, avoid cramps, and benefit muscle power. However, the metabolic situation is different for those over 60. Bananas are abundant in natural sugar and quick-digesting carbohydrates, which indicates that immediately after eating, your blood sugar levels rise and your body begins to resist insulin. When this occurs frequently in an aging body, blood flow becomes weaker and systemic inflammation increases. As a result, instead of supporting your muscles, bananas can cause your legs to suffer, manifesting as a dull soreness when walking or climbing stairs, a noticeable heaviness in the legs after meals, and persistent stiffness in your calves. The biological story does not end with sugar alone. Bananas are also known to make the body retain more fluid, particularly in individuals who may have underlying heart or circulatory issues. This fluid retention results in stiff joints, swollen feet, and uncomfortable swelling in the ankles. The effect is silent and cumulative. You consume them believing you are helping your muscles, but instead, they may be gradually depleting your strength and making it more difficult to move over time. If you frequently experience heavy, aching, or swollen legs, this common fruit may not be as amiable as it first appears. It is essential to consider the fruits on your plate through the lens of your current age, rather than habits formed decades ago. As circulation weakens and metabolism slows down, the foods that used to benefit us can subtly begin to harm us, particularly these high-carbohydrate choices. This is especially true for seniors who are managing medications. For example, fruits like pineapple contain the enzyme bromelain, which can interact with blood thinners, making the medication either excessively strong or insufficiently powerful. This adds a layer of chemical complexity to the physical discomfort of leg weakness. The most challenging aspect for many seniors is that there are no immediate, sharp negative effects. The harm is gradual and undetectable until you realize you cannot move as you once could. By identifying these false friends of muscle health, you take back control of your mobility and stop the quiet erosion of your leg strength. Now that we have identified the fruits that may be sabotaging your mobility, it is time to discuss the therapeutic alternatives that promote strong, sturdy legs and combat joint pain. Eating the appropriate fruits does more than just satisfy your hunger. It provides the specific nutrients your body needs to heal. First, we must talk about berries, including blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. These small fruits are potent anti-inflammatory agents that are high in antioxidants while remaining low in sugar. Because they are mild on your blood sugar, they help increase circulation, particularly in the legs, which promotes easier mobility and combats morning stiffness. Next, consider cherries, but consume them sparingly. Clinical evidence suggests that cherries can help reduce uric acid, which directly lowers the likelihood of gout and joint pain flare-ups. They provide relief for sore joints and that burning feeling in your knees or toes. A small handful of cherries can provide significant relief without the sugar overload found in tropical fruits. We must also recognize the avocado as one of the greatest fruits for healthy joints. It is packed with healthy fats that reduce internal inflammation and provide a natural cushion for your joints. Furthermore, avocados aid in insulin regulation, providing steady energy for your leg muscles without the dangerous blood sugar fluctuations that lead to weakness. If you are looking for something easy to digest that supports aging tissues, try papaya. This tender tropical fruit contains enzymes, facilitate digestion, and reduce systemic inflammation. It is incredibly mild on the stomach and gentle on aging joints. Additionally, pears are an excellent choice when eaten with a small amount of fiber or protein. They provide a subtle sweetness that gives your body energy without putting undue strain on your legs or causing swelling. Instead of working against your physiology, each of these fruits supports your body's desire for vigor, equilibrium, and serenity. By consciously making these decisions and picking the appropriate fruits for your age, you begin to sense the difference in firmer steps and clearer mornings. It is essential to remember that the goal of this knowledge is not to create fear or limitation, but to empower you with the intelligence to choose what supports your body right now. Many seniors believe that because they have been eating certain fruits their entire lives, those habits must still be correct. But as circulation and metabolism change after age 60, our dietary requirements must evolve as well. By making sensible, modest adjustments one meal and one fruit choice at a time, you can take charge of your mobility and stop the gradual fading of your physical independence. When you start eating mindfully and select fruits like berries, avocados, and papaya that promote circulation and joint health, you will notice a tangible difference in your daily life. You can look forward to less discomfort, increased flexibility, smoother mornings, and lighter steps during your daily walks. The pain, stiffness, and fear of falling that often accompany aging do not have to be your permanent reality. It is never too late to change your habits and allow your body to recover its strength. Your independence is carried by your legs, and by protecting them from the inflammatory effects of high sugar and high acid fruits, you are investing in your future freedom of movement. Pay close attention to how your body responds to the foods you eat, and do not ignore the subtle warning signs like nighttime cramps or morning stiffness. Choosing fruits that work with your body instead of against it is a sign of wisdom and a commitment to your long-term vitality. Remain resilient. Stay observant, and continue to prioritize the health of the legs that carry you through this world. Growing older is undoubtedly a challenge, but it is also an opportunity to become more strategic about your wellness. By replacing tropical sugar bombs and acidic irritants with nutrient-dense, low-glycemic alternatives, you are providing your joints and muscles with the environment they need to thrive. This journey toward better leg strength is a continuous process of learning and adapting. I encourage you to share what you have learned and the changes you are prepared to make, as we all grow stronger when we support one another in our health goals. Your journey to stronger, pain-free legs starts with the very next piece of fruit you choose to put on your plate.